play basketball again. Okay?
Please, don't show I love this shit.
Let's go. Let's go.
And the shit talking has begun, my people. Everybody knows Dan Hooker likes to run that mouth. And he did it last night. As soon as we get the announcement that he's going to be taking on ARMAN Tsarukyan November 22nd, Dan Hooker's already talking crap, my people.
There's a lot of animosity there. I don't like the way I don't like his face. I don't like that his face is attached to his body, and I would love to separate the two. I don't like the bloke. I don't know anything about him, but I hate everything he stands for.
He says he doesn't even know the guy, and he hates him. And we know Daniel Hooker is being for real, man. This guy is no joke. This is a different Dan Hooker than the usual Dan Hookers. This is hungry, ready to eat. Dan Hooker coming off the Mateus Gamrot win, where a lot of people thought Mateus Gamrot was going to be able to go in there, take him down, control him, just have his way with them. And it turned out Mateus Gamrot woke up in the worst dream possible. And now he's going up against somebody with the same exact game plan, ARMAN Tsarukyan. You know, Tsarukyan already has a loss against Gamrot in a fight that I believe ARMAN did not lose that fight. He didn't lose it. So coming in this fight, I got him beating Mateus Gamrot. Right? Dan Hooker also said that he doesn't think ARMAN Tsarukyan is going to actually stand there and strike with him. You know, ARMAN Tsarukyan coming out saying that he wants to strike with Daniel Hooker. Oh, it ain't going to happen.
I'll touch him and he'll panic shoot. And he'll panic shoot and he'll panic shoot. That's he don't like to fight, let alone fight the way that I like to fight.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the sport of UFC, where grappling and wrestling is supposed to happen. So I don't think, you know, ARMAN Tsarukyan wants to fight the same exact style as Dan Hooker. He says he's going to panic attack. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, of course, if Dan Hooker hits you one time, Dan Hooker hits hard. He's an amazing striker. So we know for a fact there will be panic attacks from ARMAN, and that's for a fact. But one thing that Daniel Hooker said during the Submission Radio interview, which I'm about to play for you, shocked me.
He couldn't be me if he wanted to, you know. He's very good at winning fights and playing the game and being a martial artist, but we don't fight for the same reasons, you know. He fights to be cool, and so people give him attention, and he gets likes on Instagram and shit like that, you know. I fight because it's in my blood.
He started saying that the reason why ARMAN Tsarukyan is fighting is to get likes, to be cool. And I don't know if that's Dan Hooker comparing their lifestyles, because we all know ARMAN Tsarukyan grew up with an actual rich family, had a lot of things handed to him, even though he's an absolutely phenomenal fighter. Right? But the thing is, Dan Hooker, I don't know if ARMAN Tsarukyan wants to be like you. Like you said, he always figures out a way to win. Is there something wrong with that? Is there something wrong with ARMAN Tsarukyan to the point where you think he would want to be like you? I don't think so, my friend. I really don't think so. And on November 22nd, we're going to really find out who wishes they could have been who. Right? ARMAN Tsarukyan in the last year has gotten into a lot of trouble. There's a reason why we haven't seen him fight since the beginning of 2024. Punched somebody who was literally a fan, ran up to them while he was coming out of the entrance, boom, sucker punches him, and then runs into the cage where he was going to fight against Charles Oliveira. He gets fined, he gets suspended for that. And then in comes the Islam Makhachev fight. ARMAN Tsarukyan on hours' notice. Right? The goddamn main event, Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, was supposed to go down that Saturday, Friday night, Arman pulls out of the fight and says it's due to a back injury. Which later on, everybody started to point out that maybe he just wasn't able to make the weight. Even Dana White said it. Maybe there was no injury. And man, did that rub the UFC in the wrong way, man. He hasn't fought since then. And now they're giving him a fight against Dan, the Hangman Hooker, who's not even ranked in the top 5, who literally just beat Mateusz Gamrot, the same exact style as ARMAN Tsarukyan. Yo, man. I'm so excited for this fight, dude. You know, ARMAN Tsarukyan, I've had conversations with people around here where I live. And when I get into a conversation with ARMAN Tsarukyan, the people bring up on how important he is to the Armenian people. Yes. I've had people tell me that in Armenia, people love Arman. People love him. He's representing Armenia and all the Armenians in the world. And finally, he's getting his shot. In a shot that I honestly think he's going to go in there and beat Dan Hooker. Right? I know Dan Hooker looked amazing stuffing those takedowns from Mateusz Gamrot. But ARMAN Tsarukyan is a different person. You know, he's been training with Sam CALAVITTA for the last month, for the last 2-3 months with Khamzat Chimaev. We seen how Khamzat looked against DDP, training with Sam CALAVITTA. This is going to be a whole different Arman, an in-shape ARMAN Tsarukyan, endurance like none other. While Dan Hooker is still training at City Kickboxing in Auckland, New Zealand, with Israel Adesanya, guys like Navajo Sterling, guys like Carlos Oberg. Man, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic fight. And I'm excited that Dan Hooker has already started to begin the chirping. You know, he's on Twitter, already tweeting, say he's going to knock his head off. Man,